Welcome into I Said What I Said. I'm Brad Wakai. That's Tyson Gentri. Welcome into the wild card weekend in the NFL, folks. We have grinded. We are here. It is 2025. It is playoff football. You know what that means? Wipe the slate clean. If you had a bad regular season, it's over. It is time to get back in the saddle and bet in the playoffs. If you had a great regular season, it's over. It's a new season. Start analyzing and think about things from a different perspective. This is where the money's at. This is where the sharpest lines all year are. So, Tyson, we're going to take a look. We're going to give out our picks for the wild card weekend.
Now you're really trying to hit me with the cooler, brother.
Hey, you got back on track in week 18, and we'll go through everything at the end. I'll mention it here. I don't have the presentation just because we're going to do a kind of wrap on the regular season. But Tyson finished up 1.09 units on week 18. I was down 0.3. So on the season, Tyson 9.66 units in the positive. I was negative 8.25 units.
We did
So
it.
I was really holding them down. But as a show, we made money, 1.41 units. So that was good. Shout out to Tyson. I'll do better next time. I'm hoping I get hot here in the playoffs.
Yeah, and if you think I'm a betting genius, go ahead and listen to any of our college football episodes where I went over every week.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it, folks. You know what time it is.
It's money-making time.
Now, Tyson and the longtime listeners, you guys know I got way too many picks. Tyson's being smart. That's probably why he made money on the NFL this year, and I didn't. So because Tyson has the regular season crown, he gets to go first. We're going to try to have to finagle this thing a little bit because I got a little surplus.
Yeah, we might have to go 2-for-1 here, but if you've been listening for a while, you're used to that, and you should be used to this, people, because I'm leading off the show with my favorite bet of the season. It came back to bite me pretty hard to end the year here, but the Los Angeles Chargers, Houston Texans under 42.5. I said any Chargers game that starts with a 4, I'm going to take the under. And Brad, I have not strayed from my word yet this season, and they're responsible for almost all 9 of those units that I'm up. I think Jesse Minter puts his offense in the torture chamber right there in the torture rack. This is going to be bad for CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. I think that Los Angeles wins this football game, and I think they do it in typical Chargers fashion, baby. Give me 24-13, something like that.
Well, that would be good for me, Tyson, because I'm taking Chargers minus 2.5, minus 118 on FanDuel. I feel like I'm walking into it here. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but the way that we broke this down, we did it earlier in the week. We looked at every single game here in the wild card round. I think the Chargers have a better defense. I think the Chargers offense is ascending. I think they have the better quarterback. I love CJ Stroud. I think right now Justin Herbert is playing at a higher level than CJ Stroud, who has regressed from his rookie year. Right now, I know Nico Collins is awesome. I'm taking everything that we got going on at the Chargers. I like their defense better. I think this is still a Texans team. Again, 2 years ago, before they went on and made the playoffs, people were picking them to finish last in the NFL again. And so we're not too far removed from that. And I think the Chargers, this is their time. Jim Harbaugh has them right where they want them. Tyson thinks it's going to be a mucky game. So I'm going to take the Chargers if that's the game script.
It's always going to be a mucky game. It feels like we're in the water boy whenever you say you think something. I feel like Bobby Boucher's girlfriend when she says, I don't think I know. The Chargers are going to muck this thing up, brother. One thing that I know that you think that I'm wrong about here, we'll get into that in a second, but I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to roll the Denver Broncos. I think it was an awesome season for Bo Nix. It was an awesome season for Sean Payton, and that Denver Broncos defense might be the most talented in the NFL. And on a per play basis, they probably are the best as well. None of that matters when you got 17. They're going to be partying in Buffalo. Snow is going to be tossed on the field. The Bills are scoring 40 points here, folks.
So Tyson's confident. He's laying 8.5. We're going to give him the minus 110 on Caesars. So he's confident they're going to roll. Now, I got to say, I saw that line, and I immediately was like, I'm betting the Broncos. But then I was thinking like Tyson was. I'm like, God, what if they just get blown out? So that's why I'm going to include the Broncos in this teaser here. I'm going to take the Steelers up to 16.5. I'm going to take the Broncos up to 14.5. That's minus 120 on DraftKings. So I'll talk about the Broncos angle here. It's going to be bad weather in Buffalo. Like, we know that. The Bills are able to run the clock out. They love running the football now. James Cook, Ray Davis, Tyson's talking about freaking the third stringer is going to get in there and he's going to run wild.
Ty Johnson scoring touchdowns, baby.
But this Broncos defense, Tyson's disrespected. He doesn't think Sean Payton's going to have him ready to play. Earlier in the week, I broke down how this is going to go. They're going to try to establish the football, the Broncos are, establish line of scrimmage. Bo Nix is going to make some conversions on third down. They're going to keep the clock churning. Next thing you know, we're going to look up, and this is going to be a slug and fight. That's what Sean Payton's going to do. That's what he's going to bring here. So Broncos cover this number, plus 14.5 as we tease it up. And on the flip side, the Steelers, yes, they look like ass. Yes, Lamar Jackson is flying around, and the Ravens are playing great. Yes, the Steelers are making everybody question why is Mike Tomlin going to get fired, which is just crazy to think about.
What are we doing?
But who plays Lamar Jackson the best? It's this Pittsburgh Steelers team. I know they look horrible. I know Russell Wilson's now getting run out of town again. Everybody thinks he stinks. Everybody's ready for him to retire. Give me the Steelers plus 16.5. Let's circle the wagons and let's put a last stand together. Let's go and take these points.
I've never heard somebody cut a hype tape for a 16.5 point spread. Oh, that's beautiful stuff. I'm taking one player prop this weekend, Brad, and it is the player that you're going to want in all of your parlays. If you want to do that, Saquon Barkley over 101.5. I know Green Bay has a solid rush defense. I know all the advanced numbers are going to tell you what they're going to tell you, but if you watch the games, I think that this Green Bay Packers rush defense is a little bit overrated by those advanced metrics because of the way the offense was able to jump on people in the middle of the season. And additionally, they didn't play the best running teams in the NFL, and the Philadelphia Eagles are that. Jalen Hurts is back, and that only helped Saquon Barkley. He took off Week 18 when he only needed 101 yards to break the record. I think that his eyes are firmly set on Terrell Davis and that 2,456 number or whatever that was for most all time in a season, and it starts now. Saquon doesn't have these playoff moments, so let's go ahead and get one early.
Well, they did the email with not accident. But if you're a long-time listener, I think you guys are going to love this because I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. Give me Bills down the 10.5 minus 120 on DraftKings. We are towing the line here. Now, thankfully, this is a big enough number where this middle is absolutely huge on this Broncos in that Bills game. So, listen, I think the Broncos are going to keep it close, but Bills are going to win this football game. If they can win by a touchdown, well, hopefully by 10, so Tyson covers and we kind of all hit this number. That would be great. I think that's in play here. I think the Bills are just a better team, the inexperienced rookie quarterback, the home field advantage that the Bills have. I expect them to win by more than the field goal. So that's why I'm kind of double dipping on this one. And I'm taking the Packers up to 10.5 because, Tyson, we're freaking Eagles fans and we're nervous. This is going to happen. I think Saquon Barkley goes off. I might just bet that on my own as well and tail you on that. But I might as well have some action on this Packers thing because if it doesn't work out and the Eagles, God forbid, lose, at least I got covered on one leg of this if the Bills can take advantage. So I'm going to take the Packers up to 10.5.
If you find a way to lose this one, that's going to be cinema, people. My last one here, the line actually just moved a little bit, but I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings -1 on MGM. It's -105. I think that Minnesota is going to win the game on the money line. It's +1 or -115. I'm taking the point. If I push, I push. But I do think Minnesota, let's say they lose to Detroit last week, but it's a competitive football game. What is this line at right now? Is it 3.5, something like that? The way that they looked is influencing this quite a bit. I think KOC has the boys ready to roll. I don't think LA is going to present the same problems as Aaron Glenn and his defense did. And I think that Sam Darnold all of a sudden looks like a guy you should give $35 million to again. I think the Vikings win this football game. Aaron Jones, baby.
Tyson, we're going to go mano. I'm going to take my boys in Los Angeles. My boy McVay, my boy Stafford. I'm taking Rams money line +104 on FanDuel. You say you got the KOC is going to have ready to go, but Sean McVay is going to have ready to go, man. Can you beat the master? Can you beat the Kung Fu master? That's what you're going to try to do here. Can KOC go in there and take out his protege or his mentor? And Sean McVay on the other side, he's going to kick his mentor or his protege down, right? That's what he's trying to do. Hold him down. It's still my time. You're not ready yet. He's going to younger brother him. On the serious note, I think that we're going to see some explosive offense from the Rams. Stafford didn't play. The three-headed monster didn't play on the offensive side, the weapons. So I think we're going to get a better look. Now, can they beat the blitz? That's going to be the biggest thing. If Stafford's under duress up the middle especially, that's going to be a problematic. But, Tyson, it's wild card weekend. We got to go head-to-head on something.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 10-1 week for the show. That's not so bad.
No, not so bad at all, especially when I close out with something that you're gonna absolutely love. But let me run through these now. I kind of made a little comedic effect with the double dip on the Bills. Here, how about this? Here's another little double dip. Texans up to 8.5, Rams up to 7.5, minus 120 on DraftKings. So
You're
I
a
said I
sick
think I'm
man.
stepping it with the Chargers, and this is just to cover my ass, right? Like I don't think there's going to be a blowout in that game just because, like Tyson laid it out, he thinks the game's going to go under. It's going to be a gross one. It's going to be physical. Not a lot of action between the points going up on the board. So I'm going to take the Texans up to 8.5, especially them at home where they play better. No, we don't have Tank Dell, and the offense there are still some question marks, especially surrounding CJ Stroud. But I think this is a moment that the Texans can keep this one close and competitive, potentially even win. So I'm going to take them up to 8.5. Then the Rams, I'm just going to give myself a little cushion. I think they're going to win the game anyway. But if I can get over that key number of 7, I'm going to do it. I don't think they get blown out. So I'm double dipping on this one too.
I don't know, man. I mean, I always thought that you were a stand-up guy, but this is a weak constitution move for all these double dippers here. You're either gonna walk out of this thing rich, or you're gonna be so mad leaving the wedding that Brad's going to this weekend that it's gonna be tough for you. I'm cheering for you, but this is crazy.
I think it's going to be the latter. I'm not going to lie to you here. I think it's going to be a frustrating weekend for me, but it's something we're trying to do. I mean, there's just so many key numbers that we're getting the line through. So hopefully the old Wong teaser comes through. But Tyson, I think this is going to be a fireworks show. So I'm taking Commanders Bucks over 50.5. It's minus 105 on FanDuel as we're recording this. We talked about the rookie quarterbacks, Dan Quinn, good defensive coordinator, yada, yada. But that Commanders defense isn't quite what it was that Quinn had in Dallas, right? Like these are kind of some aging guys. Bucks offense is completely rolling. Mike Evans gets the record. Everybody's feeling good. I think that was important for the psyche. Like, God, imagine if he didn't get that. He's just pissed from not making NFL history or tying NFL history. That would be something there. I think right now everybody's kind of pulling in the same direction after that was accomplished. On the flip side, as Commanders offense, I think it is uniquely suited to attack the Bucks defense if they're going to push the ball down the field. Since Jaden Daniels' ribs have recovered from his injury, he's been able to do that to find Terry McLaurin. Offensively, I don't know how much they're going to run the football, right? Like, and that's a good thing against this Bucks defense because it's hard to run on them. So if they're going to just throw the ball around, I think that's how you attack the Bucks. Could be some mistakes, could be some turnovers. If that's the case, hopefully it's in the plus side of the field instead of in the red zone so I can get some more points in scoring position. But I think there's going to be a lot of points in this one. Give me over 50.5.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I was thinking about it before I play some of these, but that one to me, man, I can just it's either going to be 35-34 or you're going to look up in the middle of the third quarter and go, how is this game 7-3 right now? And I don't know which one we're getting.
I know it's going to be just so there's a potential that's a gross one, especially as we got a lot of plays here, Tyson, because I'm going to close this one off with just a fun one. This is official because I'm playing it. Everything we give out here is what we're playing. Dalvin Cook. Oh, Jesus, Dalvin Cook. James Cook, yeah. Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irvin, and Kyren Williams to score touchdowns plus 764 on FanDuel. So let's just ride our guys, man. All 4 running backs. This is time when you run the football. This is time when you give it to your guys, get into the end zone. I think James Cook is going to get that rock. He's been able to get into the end zone even with Josh Allen scoring the football. So if this is a situation that the score gets run up like Tyson thinks, James Cook should have plenty of opportunities to get into the end zone. He can take a screen to the house, so I like it from that aspect as well. Saquon Barkley, Tyson has laid it out. I think he's going to have a huge game. He's going to get into the end zone. He's not going to get sniped by Jalen Hurts, especially coming off the concussion. Just turn around and give it a 26. No need for a tush push. Bucky Irvin's been able to get into the end zone. Now, it's scary with Baker because he loves throwing the rock down in the red zone, especially if they can't get in the first time. But Bucky's just found a way to get in, so I think he does that here against the Commanders' defense that can be a little soft against a run. Then Kyren Williams he's like minus 130 on this thing right now. Yeah. It was like minus 250 at points during the season. So I think he's going to get into the end zone. I think they're going to score points, the Rams do. So plus 764. Let's get the running backs into the end zone, man.
You're going to have to put a K in front of that because we got people that are going to go bet Javonte Williams and they're going to get screwed out of this touchdown parlay. No, this one will be fun. Hopefully they don't move that game, man. Kyren scores a ton at home. He doesn't score a bunch on the road. Technically, it would be a home game if they do have to move it to Arizona, but might as well place this as the first touchdown scorer parlay, Brad. I like it.
Oh, just a little sprinkle on the first touchdown? That would be nuts, dude. We might retire. That'd be great.
A little $2 banger.
Anything else we're going to play, Tyson? We kind of scraped the barrel here. I mean, again, these lines are getting sharper, but, that's not the only sport that's going on. There's other stuff happening. So where can they find the rest that we're playing?
It'll be in the Discord app. The link is in the bio. Group name, as I said, what I said. Brad is Mr. Penn State, so you can bet your bottom dollar that he's going all in on the Nittany Lions tomorrow night or on Thursday night here against Notre Dame. That's going to be a fun game. We got a ton of NBA stuff. College basketball is rolling, and then we're about to get into draft season, and you can make a lot of money on the draft the earlier you get to some of these things because they get sharp at the end, and then everyone acts surprised when what we thought was going to happen in February happens in April. So go ahead and just hop in the Discord. It's free. Good little community in there. It's a good time.
Absolutely. And stay subscribed to us, like, subscribe, and share the show, so you don't miss a single thing. Like Tyson said, we're going to start transitioning the basketball stuff here in a little bit, but we're going to have NFL draft. We're going to do a bunch of different evaluations, things like that. A little fun, something for you gambling. Since this is a gambling show, we're going to talk about some resolutions that we have, like what we're going to avoid the next football season as we go through our podcast sheet and kind of dive into what we did this past season. So that should be a fun one. But like the show on the way out if you're watching on YouTube, 5 stars if you have it in podcast form. Share it with a friend, share it with an enemy, share it with your grandma, your grandpa, whoever you're sharing it with. Do appreciate you guys helping us out. Enjoy the Super Wildcard weekend. Hopefully you win some money if you're not tailing us. And we will talk to y'all next week. Peace.